Back in 1983, I was in my early 30s. I was recently divorced, and I was dating and I was looking for a man who would take care of me and my son, Matt, who was 11 years old. And it was challenging, but we moved to a mountain community called Chimakita Park, and it's in the Santa Cruz Mountains. And I imagine because everybody on here is from someplace else, you don't know where that is, but it's off of Highway 17 as you go to Santa Cruz and past the reservoir. Now, communities were so far off the grid that we couldn't tap into like San Jose water. We had our own water company, and ours was run by Byron. It was the Chimakita Park Mutual Water Company, and Byron fancied himself as a woodsman, kind of a Grizzly Adams type, big beard, flannel shirt, and kind of big man in the neighborhood. So one weekend, Byron organizes a hike with the neighbors, a bunch of the neighbors, and he wants to find this hidden water temple. Now, I don't know if everybody knows what a water temple is, but there's one in Sonol, and it's this Greek sort of structure that's really magical. And he had heard that there was one up on the other side, on the west side of the freeway and the reservoir, and we all thought, well, let's go and find it. And it was exciting. I think that would have been a blast. I bring my son, he's into it because he likes an adventure. And I take this guy I'm dating, Kurt. Kurt looks good on paper. Kurt he's got a good job in accounting. Owns his own condo. He's good looking. He's a bodybuilder. He's looks like the right stuff. He might be the guy. So we go off. We have all packed lunches and we go across the freeway and start hiking up the trails by the reservoir. Now it starts with really good trails. We follow the creek, we're going west, and Byron is sure the temple's coming soon. Oh yeah, it's just right up here. So we're into an hour, and we say, Byron, are you sure we took the right turn off? Are you sure it says? Oh, absolutely, says absolutely. Okay, so the next hour we lose any trail. There's no trail. We have to hike around fallen logs. We have to traverse the creek, walk in the bushes. Some people turn around and go back. Now, after 2 hours, Byron is insisting that the water temple will be just up here. And no, we're not lost. But then my date, Kurt, starts to whine. I'm getting scratched everywhere. I'm sure I stepped in poison oak, he says. And I said, Kurt, we've been walking in poison oak for the last hour. But my son is so totally into it. He's a trooper and he's marching up the hill. He's head of all of the adults, and we're all pretty fit, but he's an 11-year-old boy. Hurry up, Mom. We're just chugging along. Well, now it's going on 3 hours and it's getting darker, and I'm not sure how much remaining daylight we have. And if we hike back the way we came, it would still be 3 hours. And I have to make a decision if I want to risk getting lost in the dark, in the woods, with my son and my whiny boyfriend and this delusional woodsman, or do I need to take matters in my own hands? But just then, Matt says, my son, Mom, Bear Creek Road is right up the top of that ravine. If we just scurry up this hillside, which was, nearly 90 degrees, we'll get to Bear Creek Road where Debbie and Greg live. And he was right. And I just made so much more sense than doing anything else. So I tell everybody, follow the kid. He knows where we're going. And we all start chugging up there. Now Byron's at the back, kind of grumbling, and we just need a little more time. But, I need to be sure my son is safe. So Matt leads us out, and we are safe. But not only that, Greg and Debbie happen to come by down Bear Creek Road in Greg's Volkswagen bus. Hey, Matt, Claire, what are you guys doing? You look terrible. What happened? So they drove us home. I never saw Kurt again because he's such a whiner. Byron's status in the community is tarnished because word got around that he got a bunch of people lost in the forest. And I was thinking about that, and I said, if I was looking for a man to save us with all that machismo there, I learned sometimes the best man is not a man at all. The best man that day, the bravest man, was Matt, the 11-year-old boy. And he's all I need. And that is still the case today. Thank you.